And welcome back to USC Aiken Soccer as the Pacers take on the Flagler Saints. Second half just only a couple minutes underway. Had to reset the computer as once again the dastardly sun shut it down. I'm Marcus Johnson. Thank you for joining us this evening. Score is tied 1-1 with 43 minutes to go in the second half. Again, nothing eventful has happened. Flagler had one rush on the goal, but it rolled on out of bounds before they could do anything with it. Other than that, the teams have switched sides. Free kick coming up for the Pacers. This will be the first opportunity they have this half. Jordan Messeri will take it. Kick is on its way towards the goal, deflected off the head of a defender. Rolling to the far side. Kept inbounds by the Pacers, and they'll set up for another attack. Kicked in towards the net, and punted on out by Flagler. Went off the foot of Orlac and out. Diop will throw it on in for the Saints. All back up in the air. Orlac takes it. Pass ahead for Messeri. Redirected around midfield and stolen back by the Saints, and they're bringing it up fast. Puts on the brakes as the pass intercepted. Now Orlac fighting with Diop, trying to keep it. Loses his footing for a moment. Saints take it into the far corner, into the near corner. All centered shot, and what a save! Great save by Chavaria, denying a goal from Flagler and keeping this score tied. Another opportunity here for the Saints. Awkward angle, and that's completely missed. I think he lost his footing on the shot. That's why it went nowhere near the net. But, man, cue the highlight reel on that save by Alejandro Chavaria. Could easily be the save of the year for this Pacer team. Off the head of Orlac as it was kicked on out. And ends up out of bounds. And it will be Pacer ball. We'll have a throw in deep in the Flagler territory. Light toss in by Billy Johns. Kept in. Along the side. And now Flagler will bring it into its own corner. Try to kick it on out. Redirected off a chest to Messeri. Back to Johns. Centers it, trying to get a centering pass off, but that one will be picked off out of the air by Ewan Roberts. Well, they're bringing it up, far side. Around midfield, little trip up here and there, but it will draw the call. Flagler will keep it. All coming in towards the net, pushed away by Chavaria and sent on out. Sent deep into the Pacers zone. The keeper will come out and meet it himself. Ball stays in bounds, kept in by the Saints. Pushed ahead by the Pacers now. And they'll roll it into the far corner, or near corner, one of the two, and it will be kicked on out. Remains Pacer ball. Centered in front of the net, and that goes off ahead and out. Pacer will try to keep it in, but to no avail as Flagler brings it out quickly. Kyle Doherty passes it on ahead into the Pacers zone, putting on the brakes and trying to center it. Shot coming up, and that one will be punched away by Chavarria. Another save there. David Box with the throw-in for USC Aiken. All still along the far side and stolen away by the Saints. Saints again bringing it up quickly. That just gets around the Pacer defense and it'll roll in towards the goal, and Chavarria will scoop it up and hold it to stop play. 37:05 to go in the second half. Still tied 1-1. Nasiri stealing it away, trying to bring it on up, but he runs into a slide tackle. And that will be sent the other way by Flagler now. Doherty with it. Trying to get around the Pacer defense, run into Orlac, and Orlac has a lot of open field to send it on ahead. And Nasiri had to hold up, otherwise it would have been called off sides, I believe. And now Flagler will take it and roll it on out. Send in towards the goal. And that one will skid off the side of the net. Flagler bringing it back into the Pacer zone. Centering pass goes off the head of a defender up in the air and will be caught by the keeper. And now Chavarria will take it and walk out with it. And he boots it on down the field. Saints coming away with it and bringing it back in. That foul will be called on USC Aiken. All kicked in towards the Pacer goal. Chavarria right there for it, bounces it off his chest and takes possession. Nice high kick, gets to midfield. Over a few heads and now off a few heads. Ball kicked in. Bounces off a body in front of the net. Flagler keeping it, however. Trying to get another centering pass off. That one is redirected by the Pacer defense and back on out to midfield. Great chance there for Chuckapugo to get a breakaway opportunity there. However, he was just a split second too late to the ball. The Pacer turned to throw it in after the Flagler throw-in. Went out again. Short throw-in. Fight for possession. And Flagler's going to come away the victors as they send it back to their own keeper. Siri giving chase, forcing Flagler to make something happen. Well, gets away. Masiri now going to catch up to it. Got a chance to move it into the corner. Runs into some nice strong D. Good job by Flagler to keep Masiri from moving on in with that. Was bouncing all over the place and finally ends up out of bounds. Flagler will take it. Throw it on in again. A good pass, this one to Hamilton. He'll bring it in. Just outside the corner. Ends up losing it as he gets tied up with the defense. Back on out to midfield and headed back into the Flagler zone. Flagler defense playing strong. Rolls out to the far side of the field. Still around midfield. Now Pacers bringing it on up. Masiri trying to use some fancy footwork and ends up getting knocked down. No call. Pacers a little upset with that one. The play will continue. Stolen away. Could be a good opportunity for Diop. He has one man to beat. Runs into the goaltender with his shot. Good job by Chavaria to take away any shooting angle and send it the other way. Alejandro Chavaria keeping the Pacers in this one. Score still is tied at 1 apiece. Three opportunities for Flagler to get a goal. Two of them were saved by Chavaria. and one of them just missed the net. Chakapugo coming away with the ball. Tries to center it, gets it behind Masiri. Here comes a shot, and there's a nice save there by Roberts to deny the Pacers a goal. Best opportunity the Pacers have had in a while as we pass the 28-minute mark. Booted on down the field. Diop giving chase, but it will be picked up by Chavaria to deny any chance there. It's in deep into the Flagler zone. Hamilton fights in the corner for it, still fighting. And it's going to roll out. And a corner kick coming up for the Pacers. This is just immediately getting it on out to Masiri. Masiri boots it across the goal to the other side. This is still fighting for it, keeping it in the Flagler zone. Breaking on through. Another centering pass. Not a clean reception, though, as it ends up into the keeper's hands, and Roberts rolls it out. Flagler bringing it up again. Trying to thread the passes on through. Shot. Little kick save there from Chavaria. Not usually what you see, but it was a save nonetheless. At least that's how it'll be scored. And Masiri again coming up with it. Masiri passes it on up ahead for Orlak. Orlak has an open lane. Orlak with the shot, and nice slide tackle to deny Orlak any shot on goal. That rolls out. Good defensive play from Kieran Matthews.
Number 6, Jarrell Tobier. A pair of substitutes for Flagler. Number 25, Joaquin Gutierrez, and number 2, Sean Maddox.
Orlak had an open lane, and then just out of nowhere, Matthews came in, slid right in front of the shot, and sent it out of bounds. Basically, will keep possession, but they are denied a chance to take the lead back. Will be tossed on in for anybody in front of the net. Awkward angle shot as it went off of a hop, and it's going to end up in the intramural softball field. He's just trying to redirect traffic now, send it into the Flagler end. Doherty putting up one heck of a fight. Very scrappy play. A free kick. McCowan. McCowan sends it on in deep. And that clears everybody and will roll out of bounds for a goal kick. Short kick up on ahead. Ball will be intercepted by the Pacers. They'll try to bring it the other way. Passed in from Masiri. Takes it off the chest. Now he's just trying to play keep away at this point and ends up losing the battle. And equipment malfunction out there calls the play dead. So while they're checking on the equipment, we're going to go ahead and thank the remaining sponsors of USC Aiken Athletics, and those sponsors would be Hudson Etheridge Companies and Auto Owners Insurance. For all your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, count on Hudson Etheridge Companies and Auto Owners Insurance. And last but certainly not least, Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Every dish is served with a side of Southern hospitality, so stop on in and tell them Pacers Sports sent you. We'll be right back after a quick water break and equipment change in just a short minute. And we are right back to it. Ball ends up deep in the Pacers zone. Comes an opportunity. An awkward angle shot goes off the side of the net, though. Oscar Davidson trying to get a bad angle shot in.
Pacers, Ollie McCowan.
Oh, and ricochets off ahead. And will remain Pacer ball. Brought on up now by USC Aiken. Getting it ahead to Masiri in the corner. Masiri keeps it in bounds, but stolen away by Flagler. Blocked on the clear attempt, but not on the second one. It rolls on out to midfield and is kept in bounds. Now McCowan sending it the other way. And stays in and eventually rolls out as it is caught by one of the officials. Masiri tapping it on ahead. It's in the corner now with Viata. And that one goes off of Saint and out of bounds again. Pacers will get it for another throw-in. We're halfway done with the second half, and we are still tied at 1. Couple opportunities for both sides. Flagler with a couple more, I think, than USC Aiken. The Pacers trying to change that here as Masiri dances around. That one's tapped out from him. All still spinning around. Ooh, that almost went out, and this time it does go out off of the flag. And corner kick coming up for the Pacers. Jordan Masiri will take it. Pacers need to make something happen in order to break this 1-1 tie. This could be their opportunity. Good kick, nice and low. That one goes off the Saints defense. Headed back on in. Shot. Clears the crossbar by a good 20 feet and ends up out of bounds. Flagler bringing it forward. Stolen back by the Pacers. Series sends it ahead. Looking for a Pugo. Can't get him. All deep in the Pacers zone. Play still is going. No whistle to stop play yet. And finally we got a call to stop play. One of the Saints players was down on the ground for really a good 30 seconds before anybody called it. And they're going to send a trainer on out. So we're going to take a short break. Be right back once things are cleared up. Pacers had another opportunity there, just missing the net. Score still tied at 1, however. Not for lack of trying, though. And that ball ends up over the stands and out of play. It'll be Saints ball in Pacer territory. Best gets ahead, but McAllen is there to intercept it. Punches it out of the corner. So the ball still being worked around on the far end. Now Flagler bringing it on in. Ball rolling in towards the goal where it will be met by the foot of the Pacer goalkeeper. All bouncing around. A Pugo trying to get a shot off. And he ends up missing the net. Not sure if it was redirected at the last second or not. And it looks like it was. A corner kick coming up for USC Aiken. Another chance. And taking the corner kick will be Andre Salviano. Another low kick off of a couple of heads up in the air and into the waiting hands of Roberts. Roberts running out with it now. Waiting for both teams to get set. Doherty with it. Just gets a short pass off. Coon's playing keep away now. He's going to pass it off. He goes right back to Doherty. Pugo chases after him. That ball rolling on in towards the corner. It will be met by Davidson. He tries to center it, but it runs into nothing but Pacers as it's cleared out. Booming kick from Box as it ends up in the Flagler goalkeeper's hands. And Roberts rolls it back out. Bounces ahead. Diop can't catch up to it in time. Overruns it. And that ball rolled out. No call, though. Pacers will keep it moving. Masiri bringing it up. Masiri still moving with it. Trying to get around the defense and ends up getting tied up, but it's going to roll out. And we're going to have a corner kick for the Pacers again. Jordan Masiri will take it. 14:39 to go. Still tied at 1. Short kick. Doesn't make it anywhere as Flagler clears it out. And that one's going to draw a whistle and a yellow card coming up. Looks like it's going against David Box. 14:18 and left to go in half number 2. First yellow card of the game. Passed on ahead as it's stolen away by the Pacers. And Pugo loses it off the Flagler D. Cleared on ahead for Diop. And that's going to be blown dead on the offsides.
Now coming on the pitch for Flagler, number 4, Dan McGuire.
And that one rolling out of bounds. Just looks like Cameron Silbar just didn't play it right. And Pacers will take advantage of the mistake, or try to take advantage of the mistake. It bounces around a little bit. Orlak passes ahead to Masiri. Masiri trying to get through the defense, but can't. The play will be blown dead on a whistle. I think a foul called on Flagler. The yellow card, this one against Flagler. Clock continues to run, however. No stoppage yet. Pacers will get a free kick, and looks like Either Masiri or Ronaldo Bailey will get it. Masiri will take the free kick. No, he will not. It's going to be Bailey. That cleared way off of the dugout of the softball, intramural softball
now
field.
Substituting in is number 4, Dan McGuire.
Now Flagler can make their substitution. They're going to bring in Dan McGuire for Kyle Doherty. I apologize for those of you at home. The video is frozen right now. Audio's still working, however, after a double check. I'll do our best to describe as best as I can what is going on. So 9:32 to go in the second half. Again, still tied 1-1. Ball will be kicked on out by Chavaria. Deep into the Flagler end. It's rolling in towards the corner. Masiri takes it now. It's checked by some D. Threads it through some legs. Pass on ahead. In towards the goal. Up in the middle of the field now. And cleared on out by Flagler. Flagler now bringing it on up. Wide open is Diop as he's coming in on goal. Pat tried to get it on through to a teammate, but it's blocked by McCallan. Diop again takes it. Tries to get it around the Pacer defense, but he is being double-teamed right now by Orlak and Tobier. Well, rolling on pass is going to end up in the hands or at the feet of Chavaria before he let it go out. And now he'll let the teams wander out towards midfield before he kicks it. Punted high in the air and deep. It's going to bounce around off some heads. Some nice moves, but again getting double-teamed. This time is Andre Salviano. Flagler stealing it away. Flagler bringing it up fast. Getting ahead of the defense. With it now Davidson. Davidson trying to look for an open man to center it to. Cannot as it's blocked and stolen away by the Pacers, who start bringing it up the other end. Kicked on ahead. Looking for Chukapugo. Can't find him, but Jordan Masiri gets it on the deflection. Masiri now bringing it on in. Gets tripped on up, and that's going to draw a call, a stoppage of play, and a yellow card. And the inbound ball ends up coming in and going right into Masiri's gut. Adding a little insult to injury there. Masiri just a little shaken up on the play, but I think he's okay. They're not calling for no, now they are calling for a trainer. And they do not want to lose Jordan Masiri. He's been one of the keystones of this Pacer team. Second yellow card for Flagler. Third overall in today's game. 1 for USC Aiken, 2 for the Flagler Saints. Well, they were calling for a trainer, but it looks like Masiri is going to fight it off himself. Seems like he's going to be okay. Pacers will get a free kick, very close to the Flagler goal. Just outside the box. Clock is stopped at 7:42. Pacers taking this opportunity to get a little bit of a water break. Officials trying to sort things out before we continue play. Series setting the ball up. Saints taking their positions. So flanked by Orlak and Salviano. Now they take their positions. And here comes the kick. Masiri sends it on in, and that one just missing the upper right corner of the goal.
The substitutes for Flagler, number 3, Nemanja Domanjevic, and number 17 for USC Aiken, Ricard Santillo.
7:30 to go, still tied 1-1. Saints with the goal kick coming up. Substitutions being made. Salviano coming off, as is Sean Maddox for Flagler. Low kick gets out to midfield and is sent right back in by McCowan. Bounces off of a head and ends up to Diop. Diop getting around his man while rolling towards the side, still in, and that just rolls out of bounds off of USC Aiken, so it will remain Flagler ball. Into the Pacers zone. Now in towards the near corner. Cut on off by Salomao. Sent on in, centered. Shot coming up, and that one's going to clear the crossbar by a few feet and end up out for a USC Aiken goal kick. Clock continues to wind down, 6:30 to go. Javaria taking his time. And one sent on out deep. Clears the heads, clears everybody's head as it rolls onto the far side. Out of bounds, Flagler throwing coming up. Short little toss on in. It's a to Coombs. Sends it right back in and it's sent on out. Into the Pacers zone, Flagler passing it around a little bit. Trying to get it on ahead for Diop. Diop has a little trouble with it, allowing the Pacer defense to catch up. Diop tries to get a shot off, goes off the arm of McCowan and redirected back to midfield. Battle for possession now. Coombs just gets it around Apugo back to his own D. And Flagler setting up again, passing it back to their keeper. Roberts looking for an open man. Shovels it forward. Ball cleared on into the Pacer zone over everybody's head. Coming out to meet it is Javaria, and he'll hold on to it. Pacers will try to bring it back the other way now as Javaria gets set to kick it out. Nice low kick, line on a line. Runs into the Flagler defense. Bounces around a little bit. Still no clean possession. Now the Pacers have it. Trying to get it on through. Redirected back on in, and the Saints come away with it. Brought on up ahead. Pass will be cut on off. Battle for it right in front of the goalkeep. And it'll be taken away and kicked on out by Javaria. Good pressure there from Diop as he almost stole it back away and put it in the net. Masiri brings it up past midfield. Masiri along the close edge. Gets checked and ends up losing possession. Flagler taking it back away. Kicked on up ahead. Back to midfield. Pacers trying to steal it back. Having a little trouble with his footing there was Tobier, but he's able to keep it and get it on up ahead to Hamilton. Hamilton coming in on the edge. Takes his shot. Awkward angle, but it is saved by Roberts, who dove on out and caught it. Roberts lets everybody shift back to midfield before he kicks it out. Under 4 minutes to go here in regulation. Still tied 1-1. Punted on out by Roberts. A nice long kick deep into the Pacer territory, and it's headed on out. And picked on up now by Santil. Santil sends it ahead where it's met again by the Flagler keeper. Punted back into the Pacers zone. Diop right there for it, trying to keep a hold of it. He's getting checked. Diop able to keep it, though, passing it backwards. Nice little pass there. Can it stay in? Yes, it will. Now Flagler moving in from the corner. Gets tied up. Orlac tying things up now, trying to stop momentum, and he does as it rolls on out of bounds. And they will say that went off of a Saint, so it will be a Pacer throw-in.
Substituting in for USC Aiken, number 25, Tal Silva. And back on the pitch is number 7 for the Flagler Saints, Kyle Doherty.
Doherty out there for the Saints, Silva out there for the Pacers. Apugo coming off for USC Aiken. And it looks like they are going to sit down Samba Diop. Orlac gets it on the throw-in, passes it right back off. And McAllen clearing it on out over the head of Masiri and back on in by the Saints. Flagler trying to take it, cannot. Passed on ahead. Pacers trying to bring it up now with Viata. Viata along the far edge. He's checked by a defender. Can't get a hold of it. Ball still is loose and ends up out of play, and that's going to be Saints ball. Long kick coming up from Roberts. Deep into the Pacers zone, goes off the head of a defender. Worked around by the Saints and into the stands. Ball will belong to USC Aiken. Box will throw it in. Under 2 minutes to go in regulation.
USC Aiken, number 7, Adam Duckett.
Adam Duckett coming into the game, heading off. Neil Hamilton for USC Aiken. Is looking for a last-second goal to keep this from going to OT. Orlac with it at midfield, passes it on back to McAllen. McAllen boots it out. Deep looking for Masiri. Masiri overruns it, but it's picked up by the Pacers anyway. Nice little slide tackle there, knocking the man down. No calls. Ball still alive. Play continues. Pushed away by the Pacers. Flagler now clearing it on out. And that ball will end up out of bounds in USC Aiken territory. It'll be USC Aiken ball with just over a minute to go.
One minute left in regulation. 1 minute.
Score still tied 1-1. One last chance for a rush at the net. Tobio trying to gain a little extra ground. Ends up getting called off by the ref. And Tobio throws it in. It's off of a head by Flagler in the Pacer zone. Sent right back out to midfield. Flagler booting it back into the Pacer end. Misses everybody. Ends up in the corner where the Saints will take it. Saints now looking to set something up. Looking for that last second goal. Getting it out to the middle. Tries to get a nice pass off, but cannot as it's punted away by the Pacer defense. 22 seconds to go in regulation. A header. Back to the keeper now. Roberts will scoop it up. Roberts punts it himself. Looking for anything now. That bounces off the head of a defender and back out to midfield. Punted high into the air again by Flagler. Still up in the air. Now it finally lands up towards the far end. A little shoving going on there as we have entered overtime. Tied 1-1. Regulation was not enough. Pacers and Flagler going to extra time. Tied 1-1. We'll take a short break. Be right back for the start of the overtime period. And welcome back, folks. Marcus Johnson, thanking you for sticking with us as we start up the first overtime between USC Aiken and the Flagler Saints. Scores tied 1-1 thanks to penalty kicks from each side, and both of which were scored in the first half. And so here we go. Flagler starts off with it, and it's stolen away by USC Aiken. Again, we apologize for the lack of visuals and audio only. Again, I'll try to keep up with this as best I can for you as the Pacers bring it on in, and that one's going to be sent out. And a corner kick coming up for the Pacers. Great chance early on here for USC Aiken. Masiri will take the corner kick now. See if he has some success on this one. Looks low and looks short. Bounces around in front of the net and ends up back out of play. And another corner kick coming up. That was just the first take. Here's take two. This one a little bit higher. Gets on over right into the hands of Roberts. He steals it away before anybody can take it. Roberts kicks it on out, hunts it deep. That bounces off the head of Diop and into the waiting Pacer defense. USC Aiken bringing it on up now. Bringing it up quickly with Santil. Santil tries to get around, but he runs into a defender as that one is cleared into the crowd here at the Pacer pit. Short little toss in to Masiri. Masiri trying to get around his men. Passes it on off. Centering pass. Oh, looking for the header. Not going to happen, though. Just missed. Ball still up in the air. Masiri now actually takes it. Masiri trying to get through the defense. Cannot. And Flagler steals it away. Clears it out to midfield. Great chance for the Pacers to take that. Could not happen. Ball gets off of the face of somebody. Looked like it went off the face of Diop. McAllen just shifts it on over to his keeper. Chavaria clears it on out for Box. Ends up in Masiri's direction. Now Box takes it. A little short pass to Masiri, who gets it around somebody and passes it on ahead. Sammy Viata bringing it up. Viata gets checked by the defense, tries to center it. Runs into the Flagler defense, who clears it on out. That ball is going to stay in play. Diop gets a hand on it. Blade blown dead, however. And it looks like a free kick coming up for the Pacers. Free kick coming up for Ronaldo Bailey. And Bailey kicks it on out. Good long kick. Ends up clearing everybody, though, and ends up out of play. And going to be a goal kick here for Flagler. Still waiting on the goal kick. Roberts letting his team set up. Now he'll kick it on out. Gets it low, and it ricochets off of a head, and that's going to end up out. And it will be Pacer ball. 6 minutes to go in the first OT. Throw in is short. Punt it on forward and back on out. Now it's a Flagler ball. Throw in heads back to the goal. Roberts will take it and kick it back out. Nice long kick off the head of McAllen. And Chavaria comes out to meet that ball. And he'll kick it back on out through. Back and forth, back and forth. Not much else is happening right now as, again, the ball rolls out. Pacers throw it back in. Pushed ahead by Flagler now. Diop with it, passes it over to Doherty. Doherty brings it back into his own zone to set things up. Flagler still holding it. Now they'll send it through into the far corner for USC Aiken. And still in the corner now as it's punched away. And out of bounds, it will still be Flagler ball. They'll throw it in near the far corner. Short toss in. Still hanging out in the corner. Pacers applying some good pressure. Centering pass is redirected by McAllen. Now Orlac gets a head on it and sends it out, but the Saints send it right back in. High kick right into the hands of Chavaria, who picks it up, and he will kick it right back out. Booming kick into the Flagler end. Orlac gets his head on it, but it's rolling on back into the Pacers zone. Rolling in towards the corner, and that's going to end up out of play. It will be USC Aiken ball. And our tech guru, Cody Kiesler, has fixed the visual problem. We'll get back to it with full live coverage this time. Still 1-1, 3 minutes to go in the first OT. Another yellow card has been issued to Flagler during that little short break we had. All still bouncing around. The Pacers trying to work it on the far end. Kicked on in. And Saints coming away with it again. And another whistle here, another foul coming up. And another free kick for USC Aiken. Ball ending up near the box. Pacers with it. Short little pass off. Box, centering, and it ends up in the waiting hands of Roberts, who stops the play dead. Throws it on out. Doherty with it. Just passes it on up ahead for Solomau. Solomau trying to get around the Pacer defense. McAllen stands him up, and he'll kick it on through. Back into the Flagler end where Roberts scoops it up, and he'll clear it back out. Aces trying to bring it on up. Flagler's defense standing them up. Trying to get it through. Cannot. Redirected again. Santil passes it over for Masiri. Masiri trying to get around. Takes a shot, and that clears through. Nobody there to redirect it, though. Great opportunity for the Pacers.
1 minute left in the first overtime. 1 minute. Substituting in for the Pacers, number 8, Andre Saviano, and number 9, Chacapugo.
So trying to get it back in towards the net. Not going to happen, though, as Flagler sends it out. A little trip up there, and that's going to draw a whistle.
9.
10 seconds
8,
to go.
7.
Aces have
6,
one last chance to make something happen, and they are stopping the clock with 5.1 seconds to go in the first OT. Pacers will have one chance now to put this one on goal. Try to put it in. Actually, they're going to have Orlac take this. No, they're not going to have, not Orlac. It looks like it. Don't have a number out there. I think that's Salviano.
5,
Kick on its way.
4,
Redirected away by
3,
Flagler.
2,
and
1,
that one's going to end up at midfield and close out the first OT. Another short break, as one overtime wasn't enough. We'll have to go to a second. And we'll be right back with the score still tied 1-1. And we are back. Second OT getting underway. Another 10 minutes. We'll see if anybody can score a goal. Haven't had one in over 55 minutes. As both goals that were scored were in the first half on PKs. USC Aiken versus Flagler. Teams have switched sides. Flagler bringing it into the Pacer end. And that is going to draw a whistle. Free kick coming up here for Flagler. Dan McGuire will take it. And McGuire kicks it on up. Off of a head, bounces towards the goal, but headed on out. Still around and kicked clear by USC Aiken. Doherty will take it as it's rolled out to him by Roberts. And that kick will end up in the Flagler bench. So USC Aiken will take over. Short toss, rolls out. Will remain USC Aiken ball. Bit of a longer toss to Chuck Apugo. Apugo trying to get to center. Gets tied up by the defense. More ties, and that will draw a whistle. Play is blown dead. And it looks like we're going to get a free kick here for USC Aiken. This is a very good chance for them as they are close to the goal. This could decide it here. Looks like they're going to give it to David Box to take it, him or Masiri, as they are flanking each other. This could be the game. 7:27 in the second OT. Box takes it, takes a shot, and misses the goal completely. Looking for that top corner, could not find it, as that cleared the goal by 5 feet or so. Opportunity squandered. Flagler will take it. Saints with it now. They punching up ahead. Ball rolls out, and it will remain Flagler ball. Tossed on in. Fought around in the corner. McAllen lets it roll out. And it'll be a goal kick for USC Aiken. Pugo ends up getting shoved down. Draws the whistle. So another free kick coming for the Pacers. This one a little farther out, though. And Box will kick it on through. Looking for an open man. Can't seem to find it. That goes off of somebody's head on a redirect and will roll out. Be a goal kick for Flagler. 5.5 to go in the second OT. Ball ends up out of play again off the head of Ronaldo Bailey. Flagler keeps it. Short throw in. Looks like Flagler's going to get a free kick. So foul was called on the Pacers. Kick on its way right into the hands of Chavaria. And now he'll boot it out. Nice and long. Looking for an open man. The ball's going to end up rolling out. It will be Pacer ball. It gives Flagler a chance to set up on D. Just out of the reach of Hamilton on that long kick. Tobier will throw it in. And that one bounces off of a defender and ends up out. And it will be a corner kick for USC Aiken. 3:27 to go in the second OT. Kick on its way. Off ahead and over the goalpost by 10 feet. Couldn't direct it the right way. Had the right idea, just couldn't capitalize. All battled around in midfield. Pacers try to send it ahead, but it's sent back out and ends up out of play in the stands. Pacers will take it, though. Pacers bring it up. Little trip up there. Orlac ended up going down, but no calls. Play continues. Pacers still with it. Looking for any opening they can. Flagler has things sealed up tight. Siri ends up getting it off his chest, but can't recover his balance in time. Now Doherty will bring it up. Doherty passing it ahead. Gets it to Silbar. Silbar trying to get around the defense. Gets tied up as he's double-teamed. Ball rolling in towards the corner, and the whistle blows the play dead. Chavaria kicks it downfield. That goes off of a head. Ends up back at midfield. Pacers taking it back, bringing it on in. David Box with it. He looks for Masiri. Masiri trips up, keeps it though. Passes ahead for Box. Box tries to get a shot off, but he runs into a defender on the shot. Just over a minute to play here in the second OT.
1 minute remains in the match. 1 minute.
Back to McAllen. McAllen booms it in. Masiri ends up getting called on the offsides. 45 seconds to play. Roberts taking his time. He manages to burn 18 seconds off the clock as he sends that one down. Box gives it ahead. Orlac kicks it forward. Saints steal it away, though. Doherty looking for an open man. Finds one. 10 seconds to go. Pass intercepted by the Pacers. They got one last try, and that one is intercepted by Flagler at midfield and kicked back in. And that will close it out.
Your final score here at the Pacer Pit. USC
no winner was able to be decided after 2 regulation halves and 2 overtime periods. The score remained 1-1, and it is a tie, the second tie for USC Aiken in conference play.
University of South Carolina at Aiken and the Pacers. Thank you.
Pacers will be back in action versus Clayton State on October 27th. That'll be their next and last home game at 3:30 p.m. But until then, I'm Marcus Johnson. Thank you for sticking with us for all this action, and have a good one.